What it do, citizens of the Reject Nation? Greg here today. We got ourselves a teaser trailer for The Last of Us, the HBO Max series adaptation. A show I am actually really looking forward to. It's one that I've talked about and, in speculation theory, what we're looking forward to with a bunch of my friends, like a couple. There's only a few people I actually know that are really into this game because I played the first game. I loved it. I loved the second game too. I know that's not the popular opinion on YouTube, but I did a whole in-depth spoiler review about the second game right here on this very channel. I figured after checking out whatever this teaser has to offer, I could share some of those thoughts with y'all that I've talked about with a couple of my buddies. If y'all can leave a like, that'd be great. I downloaded the 30-second one because I got word from my fiance that it was like part of one of those look what's coming to HBO Max, and maybe David Zaslav won't cancel most of these. So I got this one, which I'm assuming is just the cut down version of what was featured, the snippets for the last. Come on.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me.
You have no idea what loss is.
Spores! By the way, we did a reaction for House of the Dragon. That's why I'm running late to this. Hey, that was cool. It's so short. He does sound like Joel. Sounds like good old Troy Baker there. She's saying the lines. Ella's saying the lines. She's saying the things from the video game. This teaser, to me, it's like, okay, this is going to satisfy the Last of Us video game fans, because this is what it's really riffing on here in terms of like setting, aesthetic, the appearances of the characters, getting our first look and hearing the voices of Joel and Ellie. Is this little girl who Joel is carrying, is that Sarah? I'm gonna go on YouTube and Twitter and I'll just go to Wikipedia really quick. Wow, that is Sarah. Oh man. Well, I don't want to spoil shit for people who haven't played the game. Oh man. There's a lot of people happy about the fact that they cast a little black girl. You know what? It's time the real rejects joins the anti-woke crowd. I feel like it'd just be much easier to get that engagement going. But you know what? I don't care that they cast a little black girl. You know what bothers me? The fact that they got a goddamn Mexican to play Joel instead of a whitey white. Just kidding. It's the part of the satire. I know Pedro Pascal's not even Mexican. He's Chilean. Speaking of which, I heard Gabriel Luna is going to be playing his brother Tommy in this series, and I am excited for, having Pedro Pascal and Gabriel Luna share the screen together. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's a real simple reason for why Sarah's black. The mother is black, all right? Bam, plain and simple. Jeff Goldblum had like a full black daughter in The Lost World, and I didn't hear anyone complaining. It's not a big deal. Get over it. But yeah, I think Pedro Pascal, it was one of those casting choices where it wasn't one of the first people I thought of, but just knowing the work this man has done and how much of a chameleon of an actor he is, like, he's phenomenal. And funny enough, I feel like there is some similar parallels between Joel's journey and that of The Mandalorian. For the guys who don't know the story of The Last of Us, the very nuts and bolts version of this is that it takes place in a post-apocalyptic future. It's not exactly, it's not a zombie world, but it's like a virus-infected world. It's kind of a hodgepodge of things like the crazies and some zombie stuff, and then, like Resident Evil, all sort of smashed together. So what's going on is you have a hardened survivor in the form of Joel, and then he comes across Ellie. He's tasked, he's assigned to basically take her across the states to get her to this hidden camp of a group called the Fireflies. You find out very early on, this might already be in the plot synopsis, not a spoiler, it's just a part of the plot setup, with this crazy virus that has been wiping out the world. Ellie, while infected, has not turned, and she might actually be the cure. You have this traumatized survivor taking care of a child, and he's really cold and can't let her in and can't be vulnerable, and it's kind of like Mando. He just has his jobs in this, like desolate landscapes. He's a loner, a lone wolf. And one day he comes across this child who he has to take across lands and then there's some special DNA inside of that child. And through that journey, both Joel and Mando learn to get in touch with their fatherly side and learn to be more vulnerable and in tune with their emotions. Very different tones, very different worlds, and it'll be very different performances despite those similarities. But I'm looking forward to it. And you know, the thing with Pedro is that Joel is the role that you could fan cast a bunch of people to play him. Ellie's the hard one because Ellie is so much like Elliot Page. Like, that's just who you think of when you see Ellie, especially the first time you play the game. That's a much harder role to satisfy because, like, when I'm watching the footage here of what's her name? She's Mormont from Game of Thrones. Bella Ramsey. It's not making me think of the video game portrayal of Ellie. I feel like she's going to be doing something different, but she does have a harder task to truly make it her own due to the fact that people would instantly compare her to someone like Elliot Page. It's much harder when you have a character where, like, the main reoccurring joke, or if it was deliberate, she is inspired by Elliot Page. Could be wrong about that. Bottom line is she has that comparison to live up to. And Ellie Page, fantastic actor. But I think she'll do a great job. She's a wonderful, wonderful child actor. Who the hell is Nick Offerman playing? I don't know who Nick Offerman's playing. Bill. Who's Bill? God, it's been so long since I played this game. Hold on. Let me look up a photo. Oh, Bill. Yes, I vaguely remember. Actually, from what I do remember, Nick Offerman is perfect casting for that character. What I believe in the video game is that Joel is owed a favor from Bill, and Bill is very much a loner, has traps set everywhere, and it's like, when you think of, imagine Nick Offerman in a post-apocalyptic world, and the kind of character Nick Offerman would play, that's Bill. So I think that's actually perfect casting for that. And I've always said that I think that if you're going to make a video game adaptation, the best way to do it, especially for these ones that already feel like a movie, is to do a television series. With the budgets that TV shows get now, with how much more involved and intimate, intricate, the specificity and the expansion you could do on a TV series, that way you're not just trying to like cram a video game into 2 to 3 hours. You can really go full force and adapt the video game faithfully and even extend upon it as well. And the fact that they got Neil Druckmann back here to write this show as well, I feel like this could be a really solid video game adaptation. Like, Last of Us is one that when you play that game, you go, hey, that could be a movie, but as an HBO show, that's more exciting for me. And I feel like if you are a fan of this game, this should be the ground that you ought to be more excited to explore within. Can't wait for a full trailer. The shot, I want to see some clickers. Let's get some clickers in here. But I like the shot of the spores. This is gonna be a good time. Holy crap. I love the mood. All right, guys, leave your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk with you all soon. Slap happy.